4. Sharie. Sharie had long eyelashes. She weighed only 49 pounds, and she always wore a big red and blue overcoat with a hood. The overcoat weighed 35 pounds. The red part weighed 15 pounds, and the blue part weighed 15 pounds, and the hooded part weighed 5 pounds. Her eyelashes weighed 1.5 pounds. She sat next to the window in Mrs. Jules's class. She spent a lot of time just staring out the window. Mrs. Jules didn't mind. Mrs. Jules said that a lot of people learn best when they stare out the window. Sharie often fell asleep during class. Mrs. Jules didn't mind that either. She said a lot of people do their best learning when they're asleep. Sharie spent all of her time either looking out the window or sleeping. Mrs. Jules thought that she was the best student in class. One afternoon it was very hot. All of the windows were open, yet Sharie still wore her red and blue overcoat. The heat made her very tired. Mrs. Jules was teaching arithmetic. Sharie pulled the hood up over her face, buried herself in the coat, and went to sleep. "Mrs. Jules," said Kathy, "Sharie is asleep." "Oh, that's good," said Mrs. Jules. "She must be learning something." Mrs. Jules continued on with the lesson. Sharie began to snore. "Mrs. Jules, Sharie is snoring," said Kathy. "Yes, I can hear her," said Mrs. Jules. "She must be learning an awful lot today. I wish the rest of you could be like her." Sharie began to toss and turn. She flopped over on the front of her desk, and then she rolled over on top of Kathy's desk, and then she rolled back the other way. Kathy screamed, and Sharie rolled out the window. She was still sound asleep. Well, as you know, Mrs. Jules's class was on the 30th story of Wayside School, so Sharie had a long way to go. After she had fallen 10 stories, Sharie woke up. She looked around. She was confused. She wasn't in Mrs. Jules's class, and she wasn't at home in bed. She couldn't figure out where she was. She yawned and pulled the hood back over her eyes and went back to sleep. But by that time, she had fallen another 10 stories. Wayside School had an exceptionally large playground. Louis, the yard teacher, was way over on the other side of it when he happened to see Sharie fall out the window. He ducked under the volleyball net, hurtled past the kickball field, hopped over the hopscotch court, climbed through the monkey bars, sped across the grass, and caught Sharie just before she hit the ground. The people in Mrs. Jules's class cheers. Sharie woke up in Louis's arms. "Oh, darn it, Louis," she said. "What did you go and wake me up for?" "I'm sorry, Sharie," said Louis. I'm sorry, she repeated. "Is that all you can say? I was having a wonderful dream until you woke me up. You're always bothering me, Louis. I can't stand it." She laughed and hugged him around the neck. Louis carried her back up 30 flights of stairs to Mrs. Jules's room. And that evening, when Sharie went to bed, she was unable to fall asleep. She just was not tired. I wonder why.